going to hit record, and I am super excited. So sorry for anyone who was on an hour ago because I got time zones mixed up, but I'm out in Oregon, so it's like bright and early here. And hopefully the light doesn't get too crazy in the garage. But I actually know all of you guys on this call, I think. But for those of you who don't know me, my name's Abby. I'm in Oregon. I'm one of Melanie's 2-star coaches. And when she asked me to talk last week, I actually just had to laugh a little bit because I was like, gosh, I don't know if you guys struggle with comparison and like competitiveness, but it's a big struggle in my life. And I have just felt like I'm failing in this area in this season. And so I just had to laugh when she was like, can you speak on leading an elite team? I'm like, it's crazy. I'm like, I feel like my life is insane, but sure, I'm super. Oh, wait, Katie, you can't hear me. Dang it. Can anybody, Anita, you can hear me. Can you guys let me know again? Katie, can you hear me now? Yeah, okay, perfect. Okay, great, thank you. I just feel like everything is falling apart. So I think sometimes there's just that sense of humor where your biggest weakness is maybe you're doing better than you thought or something. But for those of you who don't know my story, so I actually quit working full-time in January. So up until about 6 months ago, I was a full-time working mom with 2 kids, and my job I loved. I worked really hard to get there. So I was the assistant director of admissions at my alma mater university, which with a lot of recruiting, a lot of travel. It was such a fun job, but one that was really hard to juggle with small children. And then while I was doing that, my husband was at the very beginning of when I started coaching, he was in full-time paramedic school and working full-time. So we just didn't have like all those time excuses and things like that everybody has. Like we were in the thick of it. And my job as I had Paisley got really hard to do with 2 kids. And so last year, I kind of drew a line in the sand where I was like, something has to change. I have to be able to start really utilizing coaching. And I honestly thought that I was working to my potential last year. And then it's kind of funny when you get pushed into a corner, you realize you can do more than you thought you could. And so in the middle of my pregnancy and working full-time, I was able to build a team leader and a 2-star really for the incentive of income, because that was a big, big goal for our family, was for me to be able to either pull back from work a little bit or to grow that income. And so that's what I really, really focused on this last year. And I wanted to be an elite team last year. That was a goal of mine. But it didn't happen, and things don't always play out how you think they will. So my diamond on one of my legs, she actually quit the business on week 7 after qualification. So I hit 2-star, we hit that qualification, and then she literally quit the business. And a whole bunch of my other coaches quit just due to life circumstances and things like that. So this year I felt like I am back at square one, and life is even more crazy. And like, thankfully I have, the system built in place, but I felt like everything was literally falling apart. It was falling apart because I had, worked so hard to hit that goal. And then I felt so discouraged when it didn't happen. And I felt like, and I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but I felt like as a leader, it was reflecting on me that like maybe I'm not a good enough leader if my coaches aren't working or don't want it. And obviously that's just a lot of that negative self-talk that happens. So in the middle of this last year, because I was able to grow that income, we were like, yes, I'm going to come home. And in my mind, I'm like, this is going to be awesome. I'm going to have all this time to work on my business, and it's going to be so great. And that has not been the case this year. So if you guys are friends with me at all, you'll see in social media, like I post about the hashtag Team No Sleep a lot because that's my life. But starting in January, as soon as I came home, basically we began this like horrific descent into just a really rough last 5 months. And basically my beautiful, precious, sweet daughter who just turned 1 about 2 weeks ago, she literally doesn't sleep. Like she is up still every 2 hours at night. She doesn't take naps. Like we have tried all the things. And my son is 4. He's not in preschool yet. We do stuff here with him at home, but he's not in school. So I literally like have no time to work. And I like message Melanie all the time, and and you guys heard me talk about it too, but like I literally have like 20 minutes a day to work my business where I'm actually focused and intentional, and it's not just like responding to a message or doing it. Like it's just literally a zoo. And I'm so tired. Like I tell my husband every single day, I'm like, tomorrow is the day that I'm going to get up at 5 and work and get quiet time. And then it literally doesn't happen because I'm up all night with her. And so to be really real with you guys, it's been so hard to feel like I am drowning and not working to my potential. And like, thankfully she's sleeping right now, so I can do this call with you guys, which is ironic. But it's just been a really interesting season for you. Your life doesn't quite pan out how you think it's going to. And I had this like ideal of like, I'm going to come home from work and like, she'll nap and I'll work while she's napping and it will just be the best. And that has not been the case. But in the middle of it, I am still pushing really hard for Elite. And so I've done a couple things that, I mean, we'll see how it plays out this year. But there's been a couple things where I have either done differently this year or kind of drawn a line in the sand for myself. So I wanted to share those with you guys. And honestly, like, Katie, yeah, oh my gosh, I'm dying, like literally. And I think that the hardest thing has been just like recognizing in myself that I'm capable of doing more, but I literally cannot function. And so it's all that I can do to like do my workout and anything. But so, okay. And honestly, when Melanie asked me to share these things, I'm like, this is to the rising stars. Like these people know their shit. They know what they're doing. So I don't know how helpful this is for anybody, but this is what I'm doing in this season where I'm honestly not exaggerating when I say I have 20 minutes to work my business, because I do. So the very first thing was like having a lot of grace. And I just had to start owning that I wasn't able to get up at 5 a.m. Like I want it every day and it's just not happening. So it's not an excuse to say like, oh, I'm not going to get up at 5, so I'm not going to get my power hour in. Like I try to cram it in, but I also just had to give myself the grace of like putting blinders on. And it's so, because I'm really competitive and I'm very driven and I really struggle with comparison. So I'll be honest with you guys on that. And I couldn't look at that girl over there or this girl over here, because I'm like, their situation is not mine. And it's not to like be a cop out and say like, oh, well, she doesn't have kids or her kids are in school, but just to say like, I'm literally not sleeping. My daughter isn't sleeping. And so I can't work this business 3 hours a day because that's just not my season. So having the grace to like, for myself, that was a big deal. And to start sharing that in social media. So I started sharing about her sleep struggles, and it became like a reoccurring theme on my Instagram stories is that Paisley doesn't sleep. And the cool thing is that's actually resonating with moms in my challenge groups and in recruiting now, where it's like, okay, if she can still do this, even with all these things going on. So just kind of owning my mess, but then having the grit to say like, yes, this is my season, but I am not going to throw in the towel. I just am going to have to figure out how to do things a little differently on how that works. And so the biggest things for me have been really trying to keep it simple and go back to the basics in my business. And so there's a couple things that I've done for that have been to really try to go back literally to the 3 vital behaviors every day and to send like 30 invites a day. But to not like, I'm not a small talk person. I can't get bogged down in the process. So I literally just will like, to every single person who likes my Instagram post that has anything to do with challenge groups or coaching, to send them an invite that literally just is like, hey, you know, Sally or whatever her name is, thanks so much for the love on my post. I'm getting my next boot camp started in a couple weeks. Would you like more info on it? Like that's literally all I just sent. And I'll just send like 30 of those out. Or, hey, thanks so much for the love on my coaching post. I'm actually running a sneak peek next week. Here is the link. And I'll actually drop the link in the comment or the DM in Instagram or Facebook or whatever. And so many people will just click that link from there. So literally just saying like, I don't have time to get in conversations and to do the whole forming thing. Like I just don't. And so I'm just going to balls to the wall invite, and that's paying off. So that's helpful there. But then also just to have the discipline to do it. So I went back to, I invested in actually a couple things for my business that have been really helpful. So I did Stim Social to grow my Instagram because I don't have the time to invest in like looking through hashtags every day. I just don't. And so I've been playing with those settings a lot and have found some good people. I've actually gotten 2 new working coaches from Stim Social and a few challengers now. And I've been doing it since December. And so like 6 months in, it's starting to pay off. So that's been really, really helpful of just investing in that. I also invested in Josh Coates' push group, the Push Life community. After we did that recruiting push in January, I realized that like I don't struggle with motivation, but having someone external from Beachbody helping me push was really, really helpful. And so that in and of itself has kind of, maybe it was investing a couple $100s into something that helped me show up every day, but that's been really good just to kind of give me that extra push and mindset piece there. I hired an assistant, and so she does invites for me. I'll give her a script and ask her to do invites, and then she does all of my like newsletter stuff. She contacts all my new leads, and we work pretty closely together. So those investments in my business were hard because I was making just enough that matched my corporate salary when I quit. But I will say, like, I think those have helped it grow because I started treating it like a business. And I know that Melanie and everybody says this, but it's really helped me a lot. Just be able to kind of spend my time on the areas that I need to. And so what those things have been, and I can actually just share my screen with you guys. I've done a couple things in my team that have really helped. Let me move this here. So I made a team Google Docs. I love Google Docs. We use it a lot at my job. And so basically I have everything here for them because, again, I don't have time to be like going back and forth on all the scripts and things like that, or helping them find stuff in the team page. So in our team page, let me just go to it here really quick so you guys can see. We try to have a lot of like fun stuff going on, but every time somebody new gets added, I tell them like, go click on the cover photo. And in that, it has like the links to the Dream Team, the Coach Online Office, our weekly Saturday morning call, but then this Google Docs, which is where like they know, like, go to the Google Docs before you bug Abby because I'm happy to answer their questions, but literally everything is in here, like all my emails, all my invites, our power hour. I have a new coach. What do I do? Like all of the things is actually like all the Instagram training videos are there. So that has helped just really practically in kind of our team dynamic of like me being able to provide resources, but then it's just there and present for them, and they have no excuses of like why they can't invite because I've literally given them an entire list. So that's been really, really helpful as well. I have little success pods for them. So we have like I have an emerald pod, I have a diamond pod, and I message them every single day. I probably annoy them, honestly, but every single day it's like, I just sent a message right before I got on this call. It's like, hey girls, are you going to go emerald again today? Like, let's get you two new coaches signed up. What do you need? And so I'm trying to keep it constantly on the forefront that they need to be recruiting. So that's been helpful just to get them out of the team page and into these little groups. And then in those groups, I'm sharing with them, hey, here's an invite. Or half the time I feel like they don't always pay attention to what's being shared on the Dream Team. So I'll do the recordings from like training calls or things like that. But I feel like it's these smaller groups that I can manage, and they feel maybe even more comfortable talking within themselves. So that's been helpful. And then the last thing that's probably been a really, really big, like just helpful piece to the puzzle, and this is something that I've just been doing probably within the last month or two, has been I've done a new coach quick start. So I realized that to go elite, I did not have the time necessarily to drag someone through the 30-day new coach training. So when I have a new coach come in, I ask them like, how serious are you about the business? What are you wanting to take? Like, what's your goal? And if there's somebody who's like, I'm ready to go, I'm so excited, and they don't seem like super hesitant, I throw them into this other Facebook group that's not the Dream Team training. And it's basically through units, and it's a 4-unit thing where it's like very action-oriented steps. And I'm telling them right away, you need to go emerald and you need to do this. And so I'm hoping to get that on their radar to say like, okay, it's July. If we want to be an elite team, we have to start popping diamonds. And to do that, you have to start getting those emeralds. So as my new coaches have people come in, they can plug them in there too. And it's just this action based. I'm not putting everybody there because I know that some coaches are not there. But if it's somebody who's actually doing those vital behaviors, they are going to just be, it's like, great, here's your invite, go. Here's how you sign someone up as a coach, go. Yes. Katie, are you talking about the the new coach thing, because I can totally share that with you guys. It's really basic, honestly. It's like almost a joke. It's so simple. And there's probably only 4 or 5 of my coaches who have gone through it, because I'm kind of reserving it for those taking action. But I also did put all of my team in there too, so they can send people to it, and they can also like go Emerald again. So that's something that I just started doing. Again, it's not necessarily, I mean, we'll see how it works, but it's something where I feel like if they're really wanting to go, they have to, as new coaches, understand the importance of Emerald, and we have to break it down for them. And so it's been really interesting, and I don't know if you guys run into this, but I always tune into Melanie's calls, and I re-listen to replays, and I feel like I've taken a lot of ownership in that. But I've noticed my downline, and maybe it's because they're down from Melanie, or maybe I don't know what's going on with them, but they don't always listen or watch the recordings. And so I will take for granted that they know certain things. So in that new coach quick start group, I do one call. It's just one call, and it's to get them started right. I don't do a getting started right call with each of them, again, because I don't have time, because my daughter's not sleeping, and I don't want to take the half hour that she's quiet to like get on the phone with someone when I could be sending out invites and stuff. So I do one getting started right call with them as a group, and in that we go over their vital behaviors. I go like pull up the Power Hour sheet with them and kind of walk through like how much time they should be spending on stuff. And then I talk about going Emerald. And the interesting thing in that is even my coaches who are not like random recruits from somewhere, they were asking questions in there that had me going oh, I haven't signed my husband up as a discount coach because I thought he had to be on BOD and Home Direct. And I was like, what? Like, where did you ever get that? So having them just kind of going back and realizing like some of these very basic things that I assumed they were picking up from all the new coach training or things like that, they just weren't. And so let's like go back to the basics on that. So trying to really help my team understand action-based behaviors, but again, keeping it so simple because none of us have time, and really trying to do that. So that has been helpful, and I will share that in here with you guys. And then the other thing that's been kind of cool is I have asked a couple other leaders to come in live to my team page to get them pumped up. So Taylor Moliterno has come in, Megan Geese has come in. I've had Jessica, I'm almost going to butcher her last name, but she's come in and actually come live on my page and for like 10 minutes and just share a little bit of their story and also kind of what is working for them. Because I feel like we all say the same things of like, we do the vital behaviors, we show up for our business, we treat it like a bit like all those things, but somehow hearing it from somebody else, they actually listen, don't just tune them out. Because it's not just me saying every week, like, you can do this. So inviting someone in, so I make an event on our team page, I pump it up, I'm like, hey, Megan is number 85, here's what's going to go on. And she just drops in, I just add her to our page, she drops in for 10 minutes, gives her little thing. And we've been able to trade that. So like I've gone onto her page and stuff like that. So if you guys have somebody like in the dream team or maybe even another coaching page who you feel like is inspiring or maybe could really resonate with your team where they're at in your goals, maybe ask them to come on and do that for them. Because again, that's saving me time on pumping them up because I don't have time, but it's also giving them another perspective on that. So those are some things that have been super, super helpful for me. And then the other piece that I do is I actually go there in live all the time. And I'm constantly communicating my vision with them. It's something I feel like I'm not probably the best at, of like trying to explain why it matters to be elite and not just for me. But I keep trying to explain to them why it matters for them and really pushing them not just to think about diamond, but to think about 2-star. Because that's where the game changed when I unlocked that second business center. And that's what enabled me to quit my job. So helping them really try to break down, like, here's why it matters. Here's why you can do it. If you plug them into our systems, it will work. You just have to send your invites. Like, keep it really, really simple and you're going to do fine. And then celebrating every time they sign someone up. So we do on Thursdays, like every Thursday in our team page is, we drop a GIF and like talk about a big win of the week and celebrate those. And then we all share them in our Instagram stories. Like, here's our amazing team wins for the week. And so it kind of shows the momentum there and it gives them something to talk about in their page. We run all of our challenge groups together as a team. Actually, we have 2. So half of us, half and half. Again, that saves us time and kind of breaking up the system there. And it allows them to shout it out. So I'm really trying to give them everything that they have, like that I've created in a system, and they just have access to everything and then no excuses. So I feel like it helps me see who's going to be a runner or not when they choose to not take advantage of everything that's being spoon-fed. Then I don't spend my time on them, because I'm like, I've given you everything and I'm here when you need it, but this is why time. So I don't know if that helps at all. Do you guys have questions on that? I can share, or I can even show you what our little meeting thing looks like. But with that, let me show you our new Coach Quick Start here. And I can share with you guys the doc, but I'll show you what it actually looks like. I can type. We just pre-recorded the videos, and it's set up in units. So when they just add people in, I just have it here. So there's like a goal setting, and I just did a little video, and then there's an action item right here, non-negotiable, and we just tell them like, you have to, when you're done with this 4-unit course, because it's super, super simple, then you can just let me know and we will get you set up. So these are, it's treat your business like a business, and I'll share this with you guys. Setting goals, launching your business, inviting, stories, social media. I guess there's more than 4 units. Personal development and what's next. But they're like literally only 2 posts. So it's like personal development suggestions and a little video on that. What, like your weekly posting guide. So it's created so they know what to talk about. Example invite. So they're already there. So it's very simple. And I just figured they can then learn all the stuff that's like how to share Shakeology and the importance of challenge packs and like all the amazing content that is in our 30-day new coach university. That is stuff that they can pick up along the way. But if they're serious about the business, they need to launch their business, they need to invite, and they need to post on social media. And that is all they need to do. And they can learn everything else along the way. So I'll share the doc with you guys, but that's all it is. So I feel like doing things like that, and then also just keeping it really simple in my process has helped, even though I don't have to sleep. It's allowed me to still hit Success Club and recruit. So that's been helpful there. And recruiting, I just have go balls to the walls. So I have recruited in the last 2 months, probably. Now, we all know working coaches, but I would say like 8 working coaches from Instagram. How many of them will actually run, we'll see. But basically, I try to make sure that at least 3 times a week in my Instagram grid, there's a coach invite post of something referring to coaching, whether it's income or the opportunity or dropping hints about sneak peek. And then every single day in my stories that I'm talking about coaching. And that way I feel like I can invite very comfortably, because if they're liking that post or watching that story, I don't feel bad. Because it's just so consistently there. So every single day in Instagram stories, I try to have a poll or one of those little bar slider options of, are you interested in coaching or a challenge group, one or the other, and then to jab whichever one I don't have a poll about. So I mix it up. Like, it's not always super like, join my group, yes or no, but I'm always trying to throw it out there. Like, does this look fun? Yes or no, or, yes or whatever. So that like constant, it gives me the stream of people to invite. And so I send out, 30 invites a day or whatever, 7 people respond. And then I have like maybe 2 people who actually follow through, because that's the trickle down, but it at least gives me the amount of people that I need to be talking with. So that's really like my process. I don't know that there's anything else that's like a deep, dark secret. Is there anything that would be helpful for you guys to know at all? Maybe not. Yeah.
No, totally helpful.
Okay.
It's just fun. It's I'm sure we're all doing similar things, like in different ways. It's just nice to hear how somebody else does things.
Yeah.
Sounds like you keep a lot of energy in your team.
I've tried one thing actually that really helped with that is I totally, I hate to use the term rebranded, but that's what it is. I had a dead team 2 years ago and combined a team with a success partner last year, and it was going really well. And then she quit the business, and it was kind of this awkward energy in our team page and all this stuff. So in December, I actually totally rebranded because we were doing 80-day obsession, and we had called it as a team like the Pineapple Challenge. And all of a sudden it was just one of those like, guys, this is our team. Like pineapples, this is us. And we already have a tagline created because there's that whole like be a pineapple, stand tall. And like, that's a great tagline. Then everything that we do is pineapple based. So we can post selfies in the grocery store with pineapples and talk about how it makes us think about our team. We can use the little pineapple emoji. Like, so that has been really fun for the group because they've been able to rally around it. And it's been something that I feel like they take ownership of. And then it's easy to like brand our team and our vibe with that on like Instagram or Instagram stories, or even like, not going to be at Summit, which I'm super bummed about, but I sent a bunch of like pineapple water bottles for them. Like, it's just been a fun thing where I feel like they've taken ownership. So that has really shifted since January when we did that for them, to kind of, I don't know, find an emoji you like and make a team name around it. I'm not sure. But what's kind of come from there has been funny, where I'm not like obsessed with pineapples, but I'm getting sent pineapple things. People, like random people on Instagram will tag me in pineapple baby clothes all the time, like stuff like that, where it's like, okay, like this is working. You guys are catching my vibe. And so that has helped with the energy and really just celebrating everybody in the team page right away. So we'll see. Fingers crossed we pull it up. Oh, the last thing I was going to say is I did decide to just create the momentum myself. So when my diamond quit on my strong leg, hey buddy, okay, I'll be right in. You want to say hi to everybody? Hi. This is Caleb. When my diamond quit on my strong leg, I lost 2-star. And so I've basically been trying to get it back for a year because my weak leg and my second business center is where I've stacked all of my coaches. And so in my team, I have told them, like, you guys are going to watch me go diamond in 30 days in my second business center and in my husband's account. And I'm going to walk through, and every time I sign up a coach, I take a picture of our little diamond bubbles and I show them, and I post it in the team page, and I share my invites. And so I don't know, I mean, we'll see, but I'm trying to take away the stigma that going diamond is hard, because really it's just the numbers game. And if you can help someone get emerald really quickly and understand it, it's not that hard to do it. It's just, I think so much of it is that mental game piece for them. And so I'm trying to do that and just really create the momentum of myself, where it's like, I'm going to go diamond twice in a month. You guys are going to watch me and you can do it too. Like, I don't have anything that you guys don't have. So that's been helpful. And I think that's really it. So I will share the like breakdown of the units in the Rising Stars for you guys, but let me know before I pop off and let you guys know, is there anything else that would be helpful for you guys to hear? Probably not. We covered everything. Cool. Well, I will share that in the Rising Stars. If you guys have questions on my process at all, definitely let me know, but it's really just focused on keeping it simple. And I know that it's a numbers game. So if I can shoot out like 15 invites while I'm nursing Paisley at midnight, then that's what I do. So kind of no excuses, but also owning your season and giving lots of grace. Well, thank you guys for jumping on. And for those of you going to Summit, have the best time. I'm super jealous. Bye.